This is Delhi. Please stand by for the next broadcast. This is Akashvani. On 7th November, India has commenced the year-long celebrations of entering into the 150th year of origin of our national song Vande Mataram. In our national program of features today, we bring to you a feature titled The Journey of Vande Mataram, written and produced by Nitish Arora. This is a production of Akashvani Delhi for Central English Features Unit.
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, 7 नवंबर को हम वंदे मातरम के 150वें वर्ष के उत्सव में प्रवेश करने वाले हैं। 150 वर्ष पूर्व वंदे मातरम की रचना हुई थी। वंदे मातरम एक ऐसा गीत जिसका पहला शब्द ही हमारे हृदय में भावनाओं का उफान ला देता है। वंदे मातरम, इस एक शब्द में कितने ही भाव है, कितनी ऊर्जाएं हैं। सहज भाव में ये हमें मां भारती के वात्सल्य का अनुभव कराता है। यही हमें मां भारती की संतानों के रूप में अपने दायित्वों का बोध कराता है। इसकी रचना बंकिम चंद्र चट्टोपाध्याय जी ने सदियों की गुलामी से शिथिल हो चुके भारत में नए प्राण फूंकने के लिए की थी। हमारी पीढ़ियों ने वंदे मातरम के शब्दों में भारत के एक जीवंत और भव्य स्वरूप के दर्शन किए हैं। सुजलाम सुफलाम मलयज शीतलाम शस्य श्यामलाम मातरम वंदे मातरम। हमें ऐसा ही भारत बनाना है। वंदे मातरम हमारे इन प्रयासों में हमेशा हमारी प्रेरणा बनेगा। इसलिए हमें वंदे मातरम के 150वें वर्ष को भी यादगार बनाना है। आने वाली पीढ़ी के लिए ये संस्कार सरिता को हमें आगे बढ़ाना है। मैं चाहूंगा हम सब देशवासी वंदे मातरम के गौरवगान के लिए स्वतः स्फूर्त भावना से भी प्रयास करें।
वंदे मातरम सुजलाम सुफलाम मलयज शीतलाम।
Vande Mataram, our national song, is timeless. As we enter into 150 years of its inception, it is but heartening to feel that it has kept its spirit alive. Vande Mataram, two words that stirred the hearts of millions. A song that was not just sung, but lived, whispered by revolutionaries, banned by rulers, and immortalized in the soul of a free nation. The clarion call that stirred a nation still echoes in the air of the entire length and breadth of our motherland. At the break of dawn, most Akashvani Kendras start their first transmission with Vande Mataram.
वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम।
Let us take you on an audio journey of the nation, bringing to you voices from myriad cities. With station identification announcements, Kohima, Imphal, Jorhat and Pasighat in the east, in Nagamis, Manipuri, Assamese, Adi.
वंदे मातरम एटू आकाशवाणी कोहिमा समय 6 बजी हुआ लगते आमार आजी पुजुर लागा ट्रांसमिशन शुरू करी दियासे मीडियम वेव 639 किलोहर्ट्ज ते।
वंदे मातरम आकाशवाणी इम्फाल संदोकचरीब मीडियम वेव मीटर 490.1 किलोहर्ट्ज 942 दगिनी अयुकी थोरम ताबिरम लिबा ख्वाई पुनमकपु तरामना ओक्चरी खुरुमजरी।
वंदे मातरम এয়া আকাশবাণী যোৰহাট।
আকাশবাণী পাছগিয়াতছিম নলো মিডিয়াম ৱেভলো 282.49 meter corresponding to 1062 km.
Chennai and Thiruvananthapuram with Tamil and Malayalam from the south.
Vande Mataram. நேயர்களுக்கு இனிய காலை வணக்கம். ஆகாஷ்வாணி சென்னை வானொலி நிலையம் மத்திய அலை 720 கிலோஹெர்ட்ஸ், ராமேஸ்வரம் பண்பலை 100.9 மெகாஹெர்ட்ஸ் ஆகிய அலைவரிசைகளில் எமது காலை ஒலிபரப்பு இனிதே ആരംഭമാகின்றது.
വന്ദേ മാതരം. ആകാശവാണി തിരുവനന്തപുരം ആലപ്പുഴ. സമയം 5 മണി കഴിഞ്ഞ് 51 മിനിറ്റും 45 സെക്കൻഡും. മീഡിയം വേവിൽ 258.39, 520.83 മീറ്ററുകളിൽ 1161, 576 കിലോഹെർട്സുകളിലും തിരുവനന്തപുരം FM.
Gujarati and Konkani as we move to Ahmedabad and Panaji in the west.
वंदे मातरम 354.6 મીટર્સ અર્થાત 846 કિલોહર્ટ્ઝ પર આકાશવાણીનું આ અમદાવાદ વડોદરા કેન્દ્ર છે.
वंदे मातरम 233.1 मीटर म्हळ्यार 1287 किलोहर्ट्झांचेर आकाशवाणी पणजी केंद्राचो हो म्हादय चॅनल.
And Dogri, Urdu and Kashmiri as we move up north to Jammu, Bhadarwa and Srinagar.
वंदे मातरम मीडियम वेव 303 मीटर यानी 990 किलोहर्ट्ज, DRM 981 किलोहर्ट्ज ते FM 103 मेगाहर्ट्ज उपर अस आकाशवाणी ते जम्मू केंद्र थमां बोल रहे हैं. बडले ते 5 बजे ते 57 मिनट होए ने. अस अपनी आज दी पहली सभा शुरू करा रहे हैं.
वंदे मातरम FM 101 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर हम आकाशवाणी भदरवा से आपसे मुखातिब हैं. सामिन 7:56 हुए हैं. अब हमारी प्रथम सभा आरंभ होती है.
वंदे मातरम. ये आकाशवाणी श्रीनगर मीडियम वेव 68.8 मीटर यानी 1038 किलोहर्ट्ज़न ते FM 103.5 मेगाहर्ट्ज़न पे ते अजिच नशरियात है चेस तोंदिस खदमतस मज हाजिर.
सुमधुर भाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरं.
The whole nation echoes with Vande Mataram on Akashvani at the wake of dawn, each and every day. The start of the day with Vande Mataram stirs a patriotic passion among listeners of Akashvani as they share their feelings in unison.
My name is Priya Malhotra and I'm an HR consultant based in New Delhi. Let me tell you why I love to start my mornings by listening to Vande Mataram playing on Akashvani. Apart from the sheer poetic beauty of this composition and these words, this song really awakens my identity and my shared memory with millions of other Indians.
Namaskar, my name is Amit Arora. Every morning on Akashvani, when I hear Vande Mataram, I am filled with a feeling of pride and patriotism. It's a special emotion that connects us to the motherland. Jai Hind.
नमस्कार, मैं गणेश. आकाशवाणी में जब हम वंदे मातरम सुनते हैं तो लिटरली गूज बम्स आते हैं, जिसने भारत माता का वर्णन किया है. त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहर धारिणी कमला कमलदल विहारिणी वाणी विद्यादायिनी नमामि त्वाम नमामि कमलाम अमलाम अतुलाम सुजलाम सुफलाम मातरम वंदे मातरम.
My name is Bhargava Chibbar and I live in Naushera sector, Rajouri district in Jammu and Kashmir. Every morning as I listen to Vande Mataram on Akashvani, I am filled with deep sense of pride and nostalgia. The serene morning atmosphere combined with powerful notes of anthem brings a sense of unity and reverence. Living close to the border, this ritual feels even more connecting me to the roots of the spirit of nation. Jai Hind.
Vande Mataram is not just a patriotic song. It is the soul of the nation, believes writer and educationist Dr. Shiv Shankar Avasthi, General Secretary, Authors Guild of India.
I think Vande Mataram is important because it tells you what was the situation when it was written. It reminds you about the exploitation that the British did. It's basically the heritage that it contains, the nature's beauty that it contains, what our country is. It tells you, gives you a description of what it is. It became a part of our culture. Vande Mataram at the time when the people were not prepared for national struggle, this Vande Mataram brought them to the national struggle. It has got a magic. It is Matram, Ma. You have to love your mother. You have to respect your mother. And that is what our cultural heritage has been. I think the important point here which attracted people was firstly the exploitative nature of the British rule, which resulted in the devastation economically, politically, socially, from every aspect. And secondly, the cultural values that it contains, asking you to revere your mother, to love your mother, and get your mother free from the clutches of the foreign rule. Therefore, it went to every place.
Akhilesh Jha is a civil servant, filmmaker, gramophone historian, data artist, and above all, co-author of the seminal work Vande Mataram, In the House, On the Records. This book by Akhilesh and Rashmita Jha explores the history of the song Vande Mataram and its role in the Indian freedom struggle, particularly through the lens of music recordings. He shares his views and experiences while writing this book.
I have tried to mix two things. One is our oral stocks and also my little skill sets in data analytics. So what I have done is I have digitalized all my oral stocks, and I have digitalized the proceedings of the Constituent Assembly debates. And then I have tried to weave around these two sources what happened to our Vande Mataram song. So this book is all about that, give a history of our freedom movement through the oral stocks that is available in our country. And this is very rich. This source has not been given due credit to for supplementing or complementing whatever has been written till now. In our history books, what we have done is we have given all credit to our mainstream politicians. We were given space in our newspapers, in our history books and all that. Through this endeavor, what we have tried to do is that we have digitalized those records, and then we have tried to analyze and showcase what was their contribution in our freedom movement. You cannot imagine that if Vande Mataram song were not recorded on different discs and they were not circulated in masses, you will see our gramophone records having captions in all languages, all scripts, Devanagari, Gujarati, Roman, Nastaliq, Bangla, Tamil. So they were meant for being circulated to all our regions of this country. And these records, they actually were considered as the voice of God. That is what Britishers tried to showcase, that this is the tool of sedition. And they tried to proscribe all these endeavors what our musicians were doing. But they played an important role in taking not only Vande Mataram, but all the messages of our leaders, of our nationalist leaders of that time, contributing through their lyrics, their songs, all that. So we have digitalized about 1,000 records till now of such value and importance, that you will see the objects being banned by British government. They banned even a dhoti called Ek Baar Bidai De Ma Bure Aasi, and that happened in the first decade of last century, 1909. So, and they also proscribed our gramophone records. They proscribed anything which had Vande Mataram or any such sort which were the tool of our freedom movement. Shubhra Jyotsna
Professor Sucheta Mahajan, renowned historian and academician from the Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi, takes us deeper into the days and times when these epic verses were penned.
Let's just get a little bit of the context. Why does this song, which begins as a poem Bankim had written just on his own, just 2 stanzas, 12 lines, and he writes it around somewhere between 72 to 75. There is a reference to Sapt Koti in that, and Sapt Koti, 7 crore people, was according to the 1871 census of Bengal Presidency, the population of Bengal Presidency, which of course included Orissa, Bihar, as area under the Lieutenant Governor, was 7 crores. And then Bankim picks it up when he writes Anand Mat, places it as it were at the center, where the song then appears in at least 3 or 4 different contexts as part of the story as it develops around the Sannyasi revolt. That is very interesting because he also, in the later paras which come, where he brings in Durga, and he talks about then the Durga with her 10 weapons of war. So from the mother, who is painted in a very benign light, you mother of the harvest, you with the land, with the fertility, yes. Sujalam, Sufalam, Malaya Shitalam, that beauty. From that there is a movement to a different image of the mother who can be assertive, a mother who will fight her, and also says that we are this mother whom we have placed in the temples. Tagore was very instrumental in the popularizing of the whole idea of Vande Mataram. Tagore was the first to sing it. At 1896, in the Calcutta session of the Indian National Congress, a recording by Rabindranath Tagore was brought out by the company called Pathiphone. The copies of those records were destroyed by the police because it was, Vande Mataram became part of the Swadeshi movement and, part of the freedom struggle, and particularly part of the cry of the Biplobis, the revolutionaries, Jugantar, Anushilan, Aurobindo Ghosh. It became a rallying cry. And they destroyed all this, but a copy was saved. From one of the records which survived, copies were made in 1966, and now these are commercially available. So it's very interesting the way the song evolves and gets an association and a grounding. It gets rooted in the freedom struggle, imbued with a certain meaning. Aurobindo Ghosh is one of those who really popularizes it. According to me, it is a song which had a very different meaning, a very different association. It was a song of patriotism, form of a vandana, a paean to the motherland. Bankim was not the only one. There were others. Rabindranath Tagore at that time, who was making that beautiful map of India, which was Bharat Mata. Ravi Verma, if you look at that time. So this was a whole age of cultural renaissance when the motherland was being conceived in this way, and Bankim's song was part of, I would say, that imagination of this nation in the making.
Vande Mataram, Mataram, Vande
Vande Mataram is not just a song, but a clarion call that united and inspired the masses to free India from British rule. A song that became a mantra.
14th August 1947. Midnight. The streets outside Parliament House.
Let me now hand the microphone to the crowd for a second to give you an idea of how enthusiastic they still are. Masses of people, a sea of faces, all glistening with enthusiasm, and I am lifting the microphone about a foot above my head.
Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram!
I bow to thee, Mother, richly watered, richly fruited, cool with the winds of the south, dark with the crops of the harvests, the Mother. Her nights rejoicing in the glory of the moonlight, her lands clothed beautifully with the trees in flowering bloom, sweet of laughter, sweet of speech, the Mother giver of boons, giver of bliss. Terrible with the clamorous shout of 70 million throats and the sharpness of swords raised in twice 70 million hands. Who saith to thee, mother, that thou art weak? Holder of multitudinous strength, I bow to her who saves, to her who drives from her the armies of her foemen. The mother, thou art knowledge, thou art conduct, thou art heart, thou art soul, for thou art the life in our body. In the arm, thou art might, O mother. In the heart, O mother, thou art love and faith. It is thy image we raise in every temple. For thou art Durga, holding her 10 weapons of war. Kamala, at play in the lotuses, and speech, the goddess, giver of all law. To thee I bow. I bow to thee, goddess of wealth, pure and peerless, richly watered, richly fruited, the mother. I bow to thee, mother, dark-hued, candid, sweetly smiling, jeweled and adorned, the holder of wealth, the lady of plenty, the mother.
Dr. Lalit Gupta is an art historian from Jammu. He is also an avid listener of Akashvani, and Vande Mataram always stirs something inside him.
Since childhood, we have been listening to this song. Whenever the Akashvani plays it, it infuses a great sense of patriotism. The moment I hear this song, I am transported to the time when it was created in 1875 by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay on this auspicious day of the Akshay Navami. And then how this appeared in his novel in 1882, Anandmat. 1896, Yadunath Bhattacharya composed it and Gurudev Ravindranath sung it. So this song, which was an ode to the motherland and its people, it became a marching song of the political activists and freedom fighters. What is important as an art historian, that I see that the concept, the words, the written words, the spoken words, when they transform into another medium, like from the writing to the song, which motivated these freedom fighters. And then in 1905, Avinendranath Tagore, the nephew of Gurudev Ravindranath Tagore, created a image of Bharat Mata in his watercolor painting. And that image was based on Chattopadhyay's description of the Bharat Mata in his work. That motivated him to create the kind of image of a saffron-clad woman dressed like a sadhvi, holding a book, a sheaf of paddy, a piece of white cloth, and a Rudraksh mala in her 4 hands. So this was the first illustrated depiction of the concept and painted with Swadesh ideals during the larger Indian independence movement. So you had the philosophy which was connecting us, the Bharatiya people, with the Vedic times, from where the concept of, Vande Mataram, bow to the motherland, we sacrifice life for the motherland, was taken and then transformed as a concept, and then later as a song and a painting. And then there is entire history to the song, that how it became a kind of national song, and it was equated with Jana Gana Mana. But today, after 2014, there is a revival of all those things which were rooted in our ancient civilization and which were downplayed. Somehow, I'm so glad today to be part of these celebrations, and every day when I hear it, it strengthens my resolve to work for the motherland.
सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं मातरं Vande Mataram.
During the Swadeshi movement, Vande Mataram became a war cry. Students, workers, and even women took to the streets, singing it in defiance of British authority. The British feared the song's power. They banned public chanting of Vande Mataram. But that only made it stronger. Every whisper became an act of rebellion. The father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, acknowledged the power of the song as quoted by Anando Chakravarti, media personality.
A quote by Gandhi in 1939 when he wrote in the Harijan, and I quote from his saying, he says, no matter what its source was and how and when it was composed, Vande Mataram had become a most powerful battle cry among Hindus and Musalmans of Bengal during the partition days. It was anti-imperialist. As a lad, when I knew nothing of Anand Math or even Bankim, its immortal author, Vande Mataram had gripped me. When I first heard it sung, it had enthralled me. I associated the purest national spirit with it. It never occurred to me that it was a Hindu song or meant only for Hindus.
In 1947, as India stood on the threshold of freedom, the Constituent Assembly made a decision. Jana Gana Mana would be the national anthem and Vande Mataram, the national song, equally honoured.
Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram.
Over the decades, the song was reimagined with classical ragas to modern orchestral versions. Artists such as Lata Mangeshkar, A.R. Rahman, and of course, countless school children have lent their voices to it. Today, in schools, parades, and films, Vande Mataram continues to echo. But beyond the ceremonial rendition, it's a reminder of sacrifice, of unity, and of love for the land we call home. From Bankim's pen to the hearts of a billion people, the song still whispers the same message. Mother, we bow to thee. Empires fall, generations pass, but the motherland carries on. Her song, Vande Mataram, continues to inspire, to unite, to remind us that freedom is both a gift and a responsibility. This has been Vande Mataram, the song of India's soul. And it still ignites our collective consciousness as a nation as we celebrate 150 years long journey of a song that became a tradition. Vande Mataram.
The journey of Vande Mataram. You just heard a feature in the backdrop of commencement of the year-long celebrations of entering into the 150th year of origin of our national song. Voiced by Manoj Mainkar, written and produced by Nitish Arora, this was a presentation of the Central English Feature Unit, and this came to you from the Delhi station of Akashvani.